everyone. Good evening. Another edition of Fighting Words on the Fighting Words News Network. Fighting Words is brought to you each and every night of the week. In grateful appreciation to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, men and women of police and fire services, the doctors and nurses and first responders in the hospitals, and also those wonderful people in the supermarkets that keep those shelves stocked. It has always been a favor of our good friend Bob. Tonight's program is dedicated to a man who we were just talking about off air. Was Gordy Hoffmeister, Deputy Gordy Hoffmeister. Um, Gordy was a long time deputy with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. He was a judo and tactical instructor for the department, and for other departments he was loaned out to. Poor guy died of Alzheimer's on Monday, so we're sending our best wishes out to his family. Well, guys, we're here. Who wants to start? Tony?
Brady volunteered.
Oh, Brady wants to start? Oh, okay. I heard him say that. All right,
I
Brady.
heard it too.
Gilberto Burns and Mike Malott last night. Burns knocked him out. What's the story?
I didn't catch this one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. But I do know that Gilbert Burns, is he ranked? Do you know if he's ranked?
Yeah, he is
I'm
now.
not sure, but yeah, he's a bit on the older side. Yeah, he's nearing 40, so I'm not sure, especially in that division, how much longer he's going to be. He's got 10 losses in the division now, so he was a great fighter in his time, but I honestly don't know how his career is going to shape up and he's going to retire soon or what. But yeah, I didn't catch that one.
Z, did you?
No, sir. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that one either.
Okay, so both of you have to stand in the corner, put a piece of chalk on your nose, just like the nuns used to do at school, and we'll be talking to you through that chalk. All right, here we go. Come on, Tony, big time. Usyk and Vanderhoof. Vanderhooven.
Usyk won't lose the fight. It might be a little bit of a challenge, but I don't think it'll be much. I mean, honestly, I would say that would be more of a tune-up fight than anything. But I don't think Usyk's going to lose that at all.
Mm-hmm. See?
Yeah, I agree with Tony. This is I'm looking for Usyk actually to try to put some rounds in, just to kind of see where he's at in his career. Vanderhooven, he's not particularly supposed to be a threat to Usyk. To a guy like Usyk right now. You never know. Anybody with 2 quick has a chance. But he's not there to be a threat to Usyk. He's just there, I think, more to assess what Usyk still has left after. Usyk. People have to understand. Usyk has his last. Ever since he hit heavyweight, he hasn't taken an easy fight. And really, when he was in the cruiserweight division, he hasn't taken an easy fight. He's been on his way. He's been doing a lot of stuff, climbing up the ladder. So right now, deservedly so to me. If he's still going to keep his career going, and he needs to assess it, at a guy like this, and then we'll see about the other young guys who are supposed to be coming up. Or other guys kind of coming up.
Okay. Okay, Brady. Here we go. Sarukin and Topuria. Will it ever happen? Brady.
Sorry about that. I could honestly see this fight happening. I think, both at 155. If Sarukin doesn't go, or if Topuria doesn't go up and fight Islam when he returns, I mean, I could definitely see this fight happening. The only thing that is a problem with this fight is I think Sarukin's a very volatile personality. So, you see him getting suspended and, he's acting out, punching fans and stuff. That's the only thing that could stop this fight from happening, I think. But so who's going to win this fight? I would definitely go Topuria. Sarukin's definitely a great adversary for him, considering his wrestling, and he's definitely got punching power. He's got skill and precision, but I think Toporia's power and his boxing skill, you know, we've seen it time and time again with him. You know, he just got everything it takes to be a great champion. So I would go with Topuria on that one.
Okay, well, now you just brought up something. One of my next questions was Sarukin just got put off an aircraft because he was being obnoxious, and now you talk about punching things. Do you think it's just going to his head about being so good, or is there something more that he has a chip on his shoulder about?
I don't know, man. I don't know, because I see these clips. I think he just doesn't care. You know, I seen a clip of him, you know, a couple of days ago, picking up Uriah Faber. They were wrestling in a match and throwing him off a stage, like while they're doing a professional match. So I think it's more a personality problem, honestly. But you know, I don't know him personally, but that's what I would say.
What do you think, Z?
Yeah, once a fighter, always a fighter. I mean, a lot of guys have that mentality. I mean, to be honest, sometimes after you take the tape off, the gloves off, the wraps off, and all of that, you have to turn citizen. I mean, you have to turn citizen. And some guys don't know how to switch it off. And that's, I mean, that could, in the long run, cost them opportunity, money, and maybe his career. I mean, to be honest, John Jones right now would be revered, totally revered, if he didn't have the outside of the octagon trouble. And if he didn't, meaning when he even came to the octagon, he brought those troubles with him, meaning, certain aspects of chemicals in his body, performing chemicals in his body. He would be revered if not for the outside of the octagon thing. So, be honest, if this fight with Topuria is supposed to happen, then we have to look at promotion. We have to look at each guy's, how each guy, to be honest, how Dana White wants each guy to move forward. That's revenue to a degree.
Yeah.
So that is yet to be seen. And as I say, if he doesn't get his mind right, then he's going to lose, all sorts of things.
Well, let me ask you a question on that as a sidebar, because you just brought up Dana White. Have he and Dana White now kissed and made up? Because they were pretty much on the outsides there for a while.
I don't know if they kissed and made up. If you're going to keep getting in trouble, and you're representing the UFC brand. So when you get in trouble like that, Dana is the only one who can do stuff. To be honest, he's the only one that he's going to kind of feel good, that he's allowed to. As far as the UFC brand goes, nobody else is really, affiliated with that brand is allowed to disrespect that brand. So, I mean, as far as making it, you have to do better as far as he's concerned. He's about the money, and that that kind of action can disattract people to your brand. And as Conor McGregor, I mean, he to be honest, he got the Floyd Mayweather money and been sort of acting a fool ever since. So I mean, it's all about the promotion and what's going to move the brand forward.
Okay. Tony, Tony went to 14-0 with his win over Franklin. Did you happen to see that one?
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I saw it. Remember, he's different at 55, but I saw it. Franklin, I don't remember the fight, though. It was last weekend, right?
Yes.
Right, I think it was Friday night. I'm sorry, I forgot it. I do remember I did watch it, but I'm blanking out.
Okay. It was a. Go ahead, Z.
Yeah. I seen the fight. It happened maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was a tumor against Jermaine Franklin. The fight lasted, I think it was 5 rounds maybe, and the tumor dominated the whole fight. Knocked Jermaine Franklin down once, maybe in the first round, maybe in the second, but I mean, he looked really good, and he finished the fight with a very, very stunning uppercut. Left uppercut, nice inside, little move Jermaine back with the shoulder a little bit and follow it right through with the uppercut. Put Jermaine out. So Latuma looked good against Jermaine Franklin, a guy that people thought that would not necessarily offensively present a whole lot of trouble, but a guy that was durable and could survive and try to maybe do things late in the fight. And Latuma looked real good against him. So you have to see where he goes next also.
All right. Brady, well, we're on Sarukin. He crushed Pulius last week. Did you happen to see that?
I didn't see that, but it's the wrestling. It's like the wrestling stuff, right? Like professional Greco wrestling or whatever, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I think it just shows how good Sarukin's wrestling is. I mean, it's that guy. I don't know what he's done in his career, but I do know, if you have good wrestling in the UFC, obviously it works really well. But we were just talking about him and how he's got to just keep on a straight path outside of the ring or the octagon.
Okay. Hey Tony, after his last win, Tuma called out Usyk right away. Is that going to happen? And if so, who's going to win?
Who was it? They called him. I'm sorry, my daughter.
He called out Usyk. Tuma called out Usyk.
I think we're getting a little better with that fight. I mean, than we are, I think, with the other one. The other one's definitely a tune-up fight for him. But I think we're still waiting for a bigger name for him to fight. But again, like Z said, he's going to have to show these last year or two that he's been doing what he's doing to see if he still got it. I personally think he does. I don't see him losing it for a long time. He's going to be like Manny Pacquiao and carry it for a while, I believe. I don't think he's going to be one that's going to phase out and quickly like some of these others, like Sergey Kovalev, these people that were just knocking people out and just all of a sudden just nosedived. I don't see that happening. But, yeah, that would be a better fight. So we'll see. As far as it happening, I have a prediction that he'll fight someone else before that.
Okay. What do you think, Z?
Yeah, I don't see that fight happening very soon, if it happens at all. I have to see what Usyk where he's at with it. And we have to see what Atuma's performances are. As dominant as Atuma looks, still has more to do before he sees a guy like Usyk. In my book. I mean, there are still credible heavyweights out there that we need to see. We still have Dubois and Wardley coming up to see, and we also have. I'm also thinking a guy like a Martin Bacoli. I want to see Atuma against a guy like that, a big active guy, a tall active guy, who has punching power and who can be kind of durable, but. Joseph Parker, who still could be in the game. I would like to see, things like that. I think Tuma does have a little, I don't want to say a little ways to go, because if he beats two of these guys, then, yeah, I can see him on the path to fighting Usyk. But I don't, like, at this very moment, I don't know about that. Now, will Usyk stick around long enough for that? Or will they rush and make that fight? Because I can see that, too. That they can rush and make it. As far as anything else, though, I don't think that fight's ready. I'm not going to say I don't think Atuma's ready or Usyk is too old for it. I just don't think that fight right now is ready. I think it might need to marinate a little more for one to see where Usyk is, and for another to see how far Atuma can go.
Okay.
Speaking of Bacoli, too, I mean, that guy should be named the shocker because, I mean, he kind of came out just out of nowhere winning fights, and he's a bad dude. And I'd like to see, like he was saying, Dubois, Wardley, Bacoli, these names up against Usyk would be interesting. That'd be interesting. So that would be something more that I think everyone wants to see, not necessarily the other two that we mentioned tonight, but we'll see. But I still think Usyk would take those two fights.
Okay. Brady, David Allen, and Flip Hervik.
I have not heard of either of these guys. I'm sorry.
Okay. Z?
Yeah, David. Yeah, that's boxing. Philip Hogovic and David Allen. I'm not sure if they fought yet. I know they were supposed to fight.
I think it was last night they fought.
Okay. I would say that I would pick Hogovic. One would want to have to check that. See what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll go back and watch that. I have to go back and watch that.
Okay. Oh yeah. Got over here. I got Horwick versus David Allen. Tony.
David Allen.
Yeah.
That fight's what's scheduled next weekend, isn't it?
Yes.
I personally, I mean, I'm not looking to really. That's not one that's on my radar right now. But I mean, Allen will win the fight. But there's a couple other ones that I'm looking for. I think it's just one of those what they call fillers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I look at it as anyway. But
all right, who are you looking for?
Allen. Oh, you mean the fight?
No, your choice. You said you had there are other fights that you were looking forward to.
Well, next weekend, I believe, is is it Wardley next weekend? Or is it Big? No, it's Baby Miller. Baby Miller.
Yeah,
fight.
Big Baby Miller.
That
Julio Rosa.
Yeah, the Polio. See, that's another one that I didn't know if we were going to discuss that one tonight, but that one I personally think is going to be good. And they got Polio. They got Polio losing the fight. I don't know if I'm going to agree with that one. That one would be one where I have to make a big sandwich on that one because that's going to be a good fight. And I'm going to go Puello on this one, even though the odds are against him.
Mm-hmm.
And Babyface, I believe, is set a little bit to win that one. I think he's gonna have a little bit of a harder time than he thinks he is, but he'll win.
Okay.
Yeah, those are more interesting fights than the Allen fight to me, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Hey Brady, tell me what you think about John Jones now. Is he going to retire? He's not going to retire. Is he going to stay out of trouble? Is he not going to stay out of trouble? It seems every time you look at the rags that are out there, his name appears, but it just seems to be in such disconcerting ways because you don't know whether he's really retiring, or is he coming back. Yeah, he's pissed off because he's not going to be at the White House for the big fight. Yeah, he's had his ins and outs with Dana White, which Z just said, he's a big dollar volume, so he's going to try and straighten him out. But what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to reference what Z said. I think, with these volatile guys that, you don't know what they're going to do next. Obviously, money plays a big part, and the right opponent. So, but, you got to look at it like, is John Jones going to fight the best guy? No, he's probably not going to fight Aspinall because he'll lose, I think. Mm-hmm. And, who else is left? And can he sign a contract for enough money that he's going to want to come back? I think he's already established himself enough in his mind. So I think it comes down to money, and if he can, stay clean enough for a camp and to weigh in and fight.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Z.
Since we're talking,
go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Sorry, go ahead.
Since we're talking boxing and MMA, I think the biggest fight we can sit back and count on right now. I don't know if anyone's heard of this yet, but the two people that are going at it right now, Dana White and I had the name on the tip of my brain here.
Eddie Hearn, yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn. That's right. I'm sorry, Eddie Hearn. They're blasting it out, running their mouths, and I wouldn't be shocked. Now I'll tell you what, neither one of those really are fighters. But if they put those two in the ring, that one's going to be a draw right there. Draw some money because people are going to want to see that fight. And that's true. Because you got one guy that's overweight, that Dana White's a little overweight, not in the greatest of shape, and you got Hearn. I don't know much about Hearn, but I mean, he looks like he's in a little bit better shape, but he's sure got a mouth to back it up. So I would love to watch that one.
Well, a lot of that is centered around cash, because Dana White now has moved over and he wants to start booking fights. And conversely, Eddie has gone over to UFC and he's grabbed a couple of decent fighters, and now he wants to book UFC MMA. So that's where really the whole thing is. Now, my question is, and I gotta relate it back to what Ty has taught us many times. Paper makes money. Fights make money, and the only way you're going to make money is to put stuff like this out there and just trash talk. What do you think, Z?
I'm sitting back and I'm laughing because nothing will sell more than two promoters actually fighting each other. You're talking about fighters being the happiest people in the room, but as far as that goes, Eddie Hearn's at a disadvantage when it comes to that, because Dana White has a monopoly on basically more or less a monopoly on mixed martial arts with the camera in front of it, in front of the camera.
Right.
Eddie Hearn doesn't have a monopoly on boxing like Dana White has a monopoly on UFC, on mixed martial arts. And that's how much Dana has impact, because even me, I find myself, and you say mixed martial arts, but people often say UFC fighters. And mixed martial arts is not only UFC, but that's what people are now associating, mixed martial arts with. They're beginning not to differentiate the two, and that's Dana White basically. So, as far as I go, for Eddie Hearn to cross over into Dana White's realm, he's going to have to create something opposite to that monopoly, and that's one of the hardest things to do in business. Period. So, at the moment, Eddie Hearn's at a disadvantage. So it would behoove him to stay in the camera, and as far as nowadays society and the attention seeking and the money that it will make, it behooves him to go ahead and stay in the camera and kind of pride him to a degree, just so he can kind of stay relevant. Not only that, you have to worry about your fighters being poached, because you're crossing over promotions in the boxing, and it's not like you're starting off with new fighters or developing your own fighters. You're going to establish fighters and trying to change their promotion. So you're poaching fighters. So that's what Eddie Hearn also has a problem with to a degree. A lot of promoters have a problem with Jake Paul and more or less Dana White. Boxing promoters tend not to get along anyway with each other.
Right.
So once you bring somebody outside of that realm to a degree, they're gonna be the crux of all of the boxing, the natural boxing promoters. That anger is gonna be more directed towards them. So it's gonna be interesting coming up, and we have to see where the promotion goes. I just hope that even with all of this, it is beneficial to the fighters, the mixed martial arts fighters or the boxing. I just hope that the war between the promoters turns out to be beneficial for them.
Okay. All right, Tony, here's a loaded one for you. Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather. Is it going to happen?
Yeah. I think it is, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you two reasons why. The first one is Mayweather definitely needs some money, and that would be a draw. That would be a good play. It's going to draw a lot of money. So I'm sure there'll be some backdoor, please help me type thing. I need some cash or I'm going to be in trouble type shit, But honestly, evidently there's some sourness here to Manny Pacquiao buying Mayweather's gym here recently.
Yeah.
And I heard that Mayweather wasn't very happy about it and was making some noise about it. So I know there really is some tension, although I'm sure they'll hype the fight up. I think it will happen, and I think I don't see Pacquiao losing it personally. Floyd Mayweather hasn't really been in there doing anything, and we watched Pacquiao; he was tearing it up. There's just no way I could see Floyd Mayweather beating Pacquiao in that fight now.
Right.
So I think yes, I think it will happen. I think it's a money draw, and I know that he needs the money and. I don't know how anybody could spend that kind of money that fast, but evidently it happened.
Yeah. Hey, see, Tony was brought another good point up there. Mayweather all of a sudden has a $134 million lawsuit against him. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't know anything. Well, I definitely don't know anything. I've heard things, this and that, so I don't know, what to believe or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in the camp, and I'm not privy to his information. I could talk about him fighting Pacquiao,
Sure.
and they okay, if he needs some money, they'll fight in an exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way at this point Floyd Mayweather is going to agree to fight Manny Pacquiao in a real fight.
Mm-hmm.
First thing is this. People can say what they want about Floyd Mayweather. He knows boxing. And one thing he knows is at this stage, he's not beating Manny Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
He's further removed from his career than Pacquiao. So just to ask him to do that,
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't even be fathomable to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, in the boxing circles, we know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we know that, he knows that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they can fight for the money, but it will be an exhibition. Floyd Mayweather will never not agree to lose that up, and
Mm-hmm.
not on the paper. So it will be an exhibition, but that's the most you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most you're gonna get from Floyd.
I gotta agree with that. I think that the reason being is, like you said, we all know that Pacquiao can beat him if that happens, and I don't think Floyd Mayweather. He needs the money.
Mm-hmm.
And if it came down to whether or not it was you either fight me non-exhibition with this draw or we don't fight at all, if it came down to something like that, I think it would happen that way. But other than that, I don't think Floyd Mayweather is going to give up a loss, and he definitely has to know he's going to lose. There's no way he's going to beat Pacquiao.
I wonder, getting back to the money aspect, I wonder if that has anything to do with he would always buy up as many seats as he possibly could when the sale opened up, but then he would sell them back either to Ticketmaster or he'd sell them himself. And now the Ticketmaster has got to pay some astronomical number like $8.5 billion because they lost their lawsuit. I just wonder if that $135 million might come out of there.
Probably.
I think the worst thing that happened to Floyd was stop boxing during the era of social media.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to spend to kind of stay relevant. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it may have been a lot of business deals. He might have trusted people. He might not have. The normal story with boxers.
Right.
I mean, this is normal. This is very, very average, typical with boxers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's living that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as boxers often tend to do, and sadly so, they have to fight to keep either make money, period, or to try to maintain their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, as I said, Floyd, he will do that. He will put himself in the ring under exhibition terms against. Now, if it's somebody that he feels he can beat, and he'll put them on his record. He'll officialize that fight. But as far as somebody like Pacquiao at this stage, no, he's part of his brand is the O. So if he goes and loses that O to Pacquiao, well then that he's thinking that'll cost him money.
Mm-hmm.
So his next exhibition, I definitely do not see that.
Okay. Hey Brady, I noticed this morning in this morning's paper that Dana White, had been bringing up a lot of different names. One of them was Conor McGregor, and that he had full faith in him in returning to the gym and returning to the octagon. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I'm not going to get too excited until I see something signed, or an official fight. And even then, we've seen McGregor pull out of stuff. So I think the question is if it's a real fight, who's he going to fight? What weight class? Probably 185, I think. It's going to be, I don't know. I can see like a Colby Covington or I don't know. Honestly, I just need to see. I don't know what kind of shape McGregor's in either. So
Yeah.
if Dana says it's gonna happen, for sure, I'll believe it. But I think McGregor's just unpredictable.
Yeah. What do you think so, Z?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what kind of shape Connor's in. He's in done shape. He's well done. He's finished in this match. I mean, as far as fighting goes, when was the last time the guys fought? I mean, the name's relevant, and that kind of lets you know something because when like Dana's been talking a lot about John Jones and guys who have been fighting, but marketable guys. And what about the guys that are in there now? Right now it seems the heavyweight division is kind of at a standstill. So you have Tom Aspinall still again. After that fight, though, I mean, what are these guys doing? We're getting back. We're getting, and as I keep saying, the UFC is falling into the mode of boxing. To a degree, where guys, give a guy a chance to be healthy, go to the camp, and then fight. But guys are waiting, too long to fight. Things are being drawn out. So and as I said, you want to see the top guys, and right now, the marketability is down because the guys you can't market. You're not marketing your fighters to a degree. So now you're looking for the John Jones to still be relevant, the Conor McGregor's, the guys that you marketed and were proven to make you money. You're still trying to resurface those names. So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Tony, what do you think about Henry Garcia mocking Shakur Stevens?
I love every bit of it. They're building something up here for the future coming. And if that one's going to be solely on if Ryan Garcia can catch Shakur, it's game over. If he can't catch him, then it's going to be Shakur winning, not by knockout, but by winning the decision. But in my opinion, I'm a Garcia fan, but I think he can get in there and do it, especially lately if he keeps up the way he's been doing. But I'm sure there's a lot of disagreement on that one, but I think he can do it.
Z?
That one, I'm going to say what weight would they fight at? Because I don't know if Shakur will move up to 147 to fight Ryan. And I'm not sure if Ryan can really make 140 and be fully good at 140 at this point in time. So, I mean, if they meet at 140, which would be a catchweight for both of these guys, to be honest, as far as who I would pick, I would lean on Shakur just because, I've seen Ryan boil down and lose. Shakur, I've seen him, I think he fought 140. He didn't look bad. I mean, against Teofimo, he didn't look bad at 140. He looked strong. But, Ryan is different, is a different kind of fighter. But weight for weight is the guys I would lean towards Shakur just because as far as in the ring, he's a much more disciplined fighter than Ryan Garcia. Ryan is more explosive. He's more explosive. But Shakur is more disciplined. And when it comes to boxing, I'm going to go with the disciplined guy. Disciplined guys usually, you have to take them out of their discipline. Explosion can, but usually once you start getting to this level, it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that. So I would lean on Shakur if they fought at 140. At 147, I can't say that. Ryan looks very comfortable at 147, and I like, the way he's developing. So, as I said, that would all depends on the weight.
Okay. Brady, Gabriel Bonifin, and Bilal Muhammad. It's coming up.
I don't know Bonifin, but I do know that Bilal has lost his last two fights. One being a championship fight. I think one was Jacko Matarena, how do you say his last name? And who was it? I'm blank. Oh, Ian Gary. It was Ian Gary. So I think those are two good opponents. I don't know how good his next opponent is, but I think Bilal, I mean, as a guy that can wrestle, I think he can always just get in there and hold someone down for 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what the other guy's skill set is like, but I think Bilal is still, good enough fighter to win that way.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Zeke?
I think this is the fight to see where how far where Bilal's at on the contract.
Mm-hmm.
As simple as that.
Okay. All right, Tony. We got Barrios and Ryan Garcia coming up next week.
You mean Barrientos?
Do what?
Barrientos?
Yeah.
I don't think it's Barrios again, is it?
No, it is.
That's the other Garcia. That's Isaac Garcia, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's going to be a good one too. They're not extremely well known fighters, but Isaac Garcia, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is undefeated, and Barrientos is a good fighter. I know I've seen him fight before. He's an American guy, but I think that Garcia is going to have the edge on this. It's going to be good, even though he's undefeated. This is going to be. He's putting it up against the line against him. It's going to be a good fight, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the edge will go to Garcia, but it ain't going to be by a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Z, what's your thoughts?
You have me at a disadvantage on this one. I'm not familiar really with those two fighters.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, Brady, here's a good one for you. Jan Silva and Volkanovski.
I'm not too sure about this one because if I'm correct, I think John Silva lost his last fight to Diego Lopes. However you say it. Volk's a champion currently, so I can't see why a guy that's not in the top 5 would do that. Maybe Diego Lopez is fighting him, and we've seen that before. And doesn't look like Volk's slowing down anytime soon. So I think his next opponent, honestly, will be some trouble if they're not prepared. And I could see Volk being the champion for another fight at least.
Okay. See?
Yeah, I have to agree with Brady. Right now, it's hard to see everybody who's going to beat Volk, at this point. At this point.
All right. Let's see, Tony. We're finally going to see Busanis get back in the ring against Zayas. What's your thoughts?
Looking forward to seeing it. I don't, as much as Ennis is, hit and miss. It's the way I look at it with him. He's kind of going down a little bit, but I still see him winning. I don't think Zayas will pull it off against him. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the odds are pretty far against Zayas winning it anyway. Ennis would have to have a very bad night, but I haven't been extremely impressed with the last year and a half, 2 years of fighting with him. So, but he'll take Zayas. I think that more or less that might be even a tune-up fight for something bigger to come.
Hey, Z, let me ask you something. A lot of people are saying that it was Eddie Hearn that has been holding him back for a big pot of gold. Is that right?
It's boxing promotion. It might not necessarily be only Eddie Hearn. He's one side of the promotion. We talked about Boots was supposed to fight. Oh my goodness, Virgil Ortiz was supposed to fight Ortiz, and what ended up happening is Ortiz ran the issues with his promotion, in Golden Boy, so that fight got called off. So that's not Boots' fault right there.
Right.
But we have other fighters, and especially at 154 right now. We're looking at Fondura, the hot topic. So you can negotiate. There are others that you can negotiate with. We have to see just as far as that goes, this is typical
Mm-hmm.
boxing promotion. That's why we don't see the fights that we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
We get Floyd and Pacquiao years late.
Mm-hmm.
That was years ago, but we're still doing that now. That's
Mm-hmm.
still a formula. So I can't necessarily blame Eddie Hearn solely.
Mm-hmm.
At times it may be the fighters. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But boxing promotion as a whole right now holds a lot of things back. So we're not going to see certain fights during certain times because of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey, Brady, Islam Makhachev says he's coming back in July. If he comes back, who is he going to fight?
Yes, I'm very excited for this. I think it's been a while since we saw Makachev back in the ring, so I'd like to say Taporia because I just think that's a super fight,
Okay.
and I think it would be a huge fight, huge card, and I would just love to see it. But other than that, I mean, the welterweight division, I think it's a tough. It's not a tough. I mean, JDM, he pretty much got destroyed by Makhachev. He just showed another level of class. So I think Makhachev is above and away from most of the competition at 170. So I would like to see Taporia most of all, but any other fight, I would have to just go strongly with Makhachev.
Okay.
And that fight, I got to go with Makhachev still. I mean, his fundamentals are too good. He's got wrestling. He, throws punches really well. Got good strikes, but also his defense and head movement. I mean, he's got it all to be a champion for a while. He's like Khabib plus striking plus defense. So I think the sky's the limit for him.
Okay. Excuse me. What do you think, Zeke?
I don't tend to say this many times as far as the UFC is concerned, but I would like to see him Islam take a fight before seeing somebody like Taporia, just to see exactly just a fight before.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Taporia is a little more active, so I would like get a little more active. Not a dangerous fight, although any fight could kind of be dangerous, but. Take the fight before, just to kind of just get your legs totally back under you before you see a guy like Taporia.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Tony, you're up, and here's a good one for you. Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora last week.
Man, Deontay is back. I don't know how long, but he was back.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, that just sold some tickets for him in the future here until he gets knocked out again, because the people that love Deontay Wilder now are going to be like, he's still got it, and they're going to be paying big money to go see him. And I was so glad that happened the way it did. But, I tell you, I don't know what his plans are from here on out, but and I know he's definitely on the downhill, but that was powerful. So let's hopefully he'll get some more good fights and knock a few more people out, and we'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm. Z?
Well, first thing is that I have to give shout out and credit to both guys. It was a heck of a fight, and they both really brought it there to fight.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, I'm going to go the other way with Tony. I'm sorry about this. I think both guys should retire. This was Chisora's last fight, and he's officially said he retired. I think Deontay needs to retire too.
Mm-hmm.
I really do, because the next person he fights is going to they're going to be a quality person.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, Chisora gave him hell.
Mm-hmm. Chisora
in his retirement fight gave Deontay hell.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to see Anthony Joshua right now. He doesn't need to go back and see Usyk or a Tuma. I don't think he needs to see a Martin Bucoli. I don't think he needs to see any guy that they're going to put him up against.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem, because right now his name recognition and just the way he fought this fight, kind of the action-packed way, is going to demand that he's going to be seen again, just like Tony said. They're going to want to see him again. Problem is, they're going to want to see him against somebody who's going to hurt him. Yeah, that's the thing, because Deontay doesn't get the write-off. He's going to get punched in the face and then grab the back of his head like Derek Chisora made him do. Yeah. And you can, and guys, these guys aren't Derek Chisora. They're younger, and they're younger than Deontay. I think Deontay, he's getting, he's in his early 40s. Yeah, he's in his early 40s, but as far as boxing goes, he's a guy who caught wear and tear within a few fights. He caught his wear and tear within a few fights, and it shows. It honestly shows. He doesn't have that, which made him that guy anymore. Against Chisora, yeah, you can see it may look good at times, but then at times it looked horrible. And I'm just looking like, oh my goodness, you fight somebody like Anthony Joshua who's going to be clean, and you're not going to just land out because you're going to see certain like that coming. Oh my goodness. So yeah, as I said, I think Deontay needs to retire or not fight the competition that he's going to be required to fight.
I agree with Z on that 100% what he said. I still say that Deontay would sell the tickets because everybody loves Deontay Wilder will go see him.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, like V said, and like I was saying, he is on the downhill out. And if he goes against somebody big, like V said, I don't know if he goes against like Joshua or like you said, Bacoli or somebody that is going, he's in trouble. He better hope for a good shot and a lucky shot. But again, people will go pay the money to see him. Will he win? Not against those big names, no.
Okay. Hey, Brady, Adesanya has refused to attend the White House gathering, and I guess because he's not on the card. Is this just baby type of thing, or what do you think the problem is?
If he's fighting, he's not fighting on the card, right?
No.
I wouldn't be too worried about this, honestly. I just feel like, I don't know, if he's not on the card, boy's going to show up to anything at the White House. He's not an American citizen either way.
Right.
If that even makes a difference, so I don't know. Yeah, I think, he's there to fight, so I'm not going to hold anything against him.
Okay. Hey, Tony, Tyson Fury and Ashkin Magnov.
Is that set to take place, or is that the one that just took place?
It just took place. Fury won.
Okay, I thought that's who he fought. I wasn't sure. I didn't get a chance to catch most of that, but honestly, Tyson Fury, other than his size, to me, I don't think he's a very good boxer anyways. I mean, yes, he could get in there, he could scrap, but he loves to lean on you. He's got a lot of weight, tall, he's big, but somebody's going to come around here real soon, and it might be Usyk again. He's going to clean his clock. He's not the top dog right now. You might think he is, but he's not top dog right now, and he's going downhill. And it seems like he goes in and out. He'll be here for a little bit. You'll hear from him that he's disappearing, and then he comes back. I'm going to fight again, and make a big deal about it. But I think people are kind of getting a little tired of Tyson Fury. Personally, that's my opinion.
Okay, Z.
Yeah, the fight was yesterday, and Tyson Fury looked, for the guy he was fighting against, he looked good, but the guy he was fighting against was rugged. He was rugged, he'd come forward, he'd throw hard, not too many wrinkles to his game at all. So Tyson Fury looked good against the guy he was fighting. With that said, I have to agree with most of what Tony said. Although I think Tyson Fury at the stage is still the number 2 ranked heavyweight. I think he's the second best heavyweight out there at this point. But he's not the same Tyson Fury he was that beat Klitschko, obviously. He's not the same Tyson Fury that beat Wilder. And I just think that Tyson Fury is a very, very big guy who's been doing this for a while. And I think that he even in the fight yesterday, you see him, he's taking breaks, taking his time doing things, not expending that energy. And that was part of the problem when he fought Usyk, that he didn't have that gas tank, and Usyk was exploiting it. He was exploiting it. So I think Tyson Fury, he looked good for who he is fighting, but I don't think that he is going to be top ranked for that long. I think he is on the way down, and depending on who he fights, we'll see. We'll see.
I'd like to see him fight Bacoli. If he thinks he's top dog, fight Bacoli. Let's see what happens in that fight.
Ooh. Hey, Brady, Aljamain Sterling, and Zal.
I haven't heard of Zal, but yeah, I'm not too well read on Sterling recently either, so can't really speak on this one.
Okay. What do you think, Z?
Yeah, I haven't heard of Zal either.
Okay. Tony, Dimitri Bivol, and Michael Eifert.
That's easy fight for. That's a tune-up fight for Bivol. Bivol ain't losing that fight.
Z?
Yeah, totally agree. That's just a fight that gauge where Bivol's at. Keep money in his pocket.
Okay. Brady, Jack Della Madonna, and Paratus is coming up on the 2nd of May.
Yeah, so I'm excited about this one. I think Moda is not the champion of welterweight anymore, I don't think. So this one's got to be to decide who's fighting for the next championship shot. So I got to go Prates. I really like him. I think with his size being, I think he's around 6'3" in the welterweight division, and just his strikes, man. So last fight was against Leon Edwards, and Leon controlled the first round. He was wrestling a lot, but I think that if Prates doesn't get taken down and he just stands, I think, I don't want to speak too soon, but he could rival Islam in that realm, not including wrestling and the clinch, but I think with his striking and he has long limbs, his strikes are always accurate. He has a lot of power. That knockout that we saw against Leon Edwards was absolutely insane. That fight was not going all his way. So I think if you can have, especially in UFC, if you can change in MMA, if you can change a fight that quickly, I think you can be a champion. So I'd say he beats JDM.
Okay. Z?
I agree to a certain extent. I agree as far as the fight goes. But one thing, especially in welterweight, he's going to need wrestling. He's going to need, just because the knockout power. Some people do that. Now you can get knockout power for as well as anybody. But knockout power is not going to be there as when you're moving up in weight. So especially welterweight, you're going to need wrestling to that. And so I mean, you can get away with certain things so long, but those that wrestling base is going to help.
You know what? Something just came over the rag sheets here. We were talking about Mayweather and whether he was going to be able to get into the ring or not. Now all of a sudden they're coming out saying that he's breached his contract. I have no idea what that means. I haven't had a chance to look it up, but
they were set for, after you said that, I was starting to look a little bit up. I think they were already set for September.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It didn't look like it was exhibition either, but I didn't dig into it.
Okay. All right. This is one I wanted to ask you about, Brady. Iri Petrachka lost to Carlos Olberg.
Yeah, okay. This one, it was very interesting. I think So what happened in the fight? If no one was watching in the audience, Yuri seemed to have, I think it was, Oberg had an ACL injury. I think he probably either tore his ACL or it was a knee injury, and it was hurting him bad in the first round. So Yuri, this is my opinion on the fight. Take it how you will, but I think that Yuri should have finished him. He was giving him too many chances. He was standing up with him. He was letting him throw strikes, and he ended up getting finished. He got knocked out. So I think when you have a guy that's injured, this is, we're talking about fighting. That these guys fighting for money, future, and if you're not going to knock a guy out, when you have the chance, I think, it's just a flaw.
Yeah.
I that's all I can say about that one. I don't think we got the chance to see how the fight would have turned out if Oberg was completely healthy, but I think Yuri just was lacking, and he found out, man, you cannot have mercy in this.
Didn't he take him out with a kick to the head?
It was a right hook.
Yeah,
It was a right or left hook. It was a hook, and he just dropped, and he finished him on the ground.
Okay. Z?
I didn't see the fight, but I'm listening intently. Yeah, but when it comes to, a fight's a fight. And it's unfortunate that somebody's injured, but it's safer if you finish a person. The faster a fight is done, the safer everyone is. It doesn't sound, but that's the truth. That's the truth. When a guy gets knocked out, in the first round, he gets up, he's unconscious for a second or two, gets up, check him over, he's pretty good. But people that go through like 10-round fights, those wars of attrition, those injuries stay with you. So, you want the fight to go as fast as it can go. That just to keep, to keep everybody safe. It sounds crazy, but that's the truth of the matter. So the guys are not, just finish the fight and go on about your day.
Okay. Well, guys, that brings us right up to the end of our hour. My God, it keeps getting faster and faster every year. Every night. I don't know how this hour flies by like that, but I want to thank all of you for being so well prepared, and you guys really know the fight kit business, and I appreciate it, and my family appreciates you being on with us. So, Tony, you want to lead us out?
Yeah, you might want to watch the stock in Prevagen this week, because I'm going to have to get some as many times as I'm blanking out. So everybody invest into Prevagen because the tax going up. But, I've enjoyed another night. I can't believe it went that fast. Like we say this every single week, but it just seems lately, the last few months, it's just flying by. But
yeah,
you guys are all family. I enjoy spending Sunday nights with you, and I'm very appreciative that you guys have made me part of the team years ago, and love every minute of it. And I wish all of you the best, and everyone out there listening as well. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Okay. Z?
Oh, yeah. Definitely want to thank you guys, my Sunday brethren. Brady, always informative and great to have you on. Tony, same there, always informative, always great to have you on. Butch, my guy, these shows are definitely in memory of Bob, Coach Mel, and Dr. Chris. If anyone wants to hear any fighting words, please do call.
Yep. Brady?
Yeah, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to be on with you, Tony. Steve, of course, Pop, keeping this whole thing running well, like a well machine. So, yeah, another great show. God bless everyone here and everyone who's listening.
Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you for everything, guys. I really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, these programs are brought to you each and every night of the week. In grateful appreciation to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, the men and women of police and fire services, the doctors and nurses, at the hospital to take care of COVID patients. These programs are dedicated to those who have lost their lives in line of duty: Deputy Robert Anthony Carroll, Patrolman David Curtis, Patrolman Jeffrey Colcat, Patrolman Jeffrey Yazowitz, Sergeant Thomas Batinger, San Diego Officer Mike Hendler, Sergeant Tom Wilson, Charlotte County Sheriff's Department, Detective Randy Bell, Detective Ricky Childers, Patrolman Charlie Condit, Tarpon Springs Police Department, Deputy Chief Mike Godwin, Philadelphia Fire Department. Lieutenant Joyce Craig Lewis, Philadelphia Fire Department. Sergeant James O'Connor, Philadelphia Police Department. Sergeant Chris LeVake, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department. Lieutenant Mike Zerba, Newcastle County Police. Patrolman and Awful Crispin, Lakeland PD. Deputy Josh Meyer, Nassau County Sheriff's Department. Captain Matt Letourneau, Philadelphia Fire Department. Captain Chris Leach, Wilmington Fire Department. Lieutenant Jerry Ficus, Wilmington Fire Department. Lieutenant Ardith Hope, Wilmington Fire Department. Chief Jimmy Ford, Wilmington Fire Department. Chief Al Hogle, Longboat Cave Police Department. Deputy Mike Hargrove, Pinellas County Sheriff's Department. Trooper Chelsea Richards, Florida Highway Patrol. Trooper Joe Bullock, Florida Highway Patrol. Trooper Zachary Ben, Florida Highway Patrol. Sergeant Christopher Fitzgerald, Philadelphia Police Department. Sergeant Romain Mendez, Philadelphia Police Department. Chief Corey Compantier, Buffalo Creek Fire Department. Deputy Ronnie Ronazinski, Manatee County Sheriff's Department. Patrolman Zachary Ben, Bradenton Police Department. And Corporal Timothy O'Connor, Pennsylvania State Police. My brothers and sisters, although you may be 10-7 at this point in time, sometime we'll be 10-10 at the table of the Lord. Until that time, may the roads rise up to meet you. May the winds be always at your back. May the rains fall softly on your fields and the sun shine lightly on your face. Until we meet again, may the good Lord keep you and your family always in the palm of his hands. Good night. God bless and have a great week.